Yo, 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 yo. Trade recap for 9/12/2025. Let's get into it. Coming into the day, I was obviously bullish until all-time highs were taken, which is this draw right here, this line. But I noticed that we hadn't rebalanced at all throughout this whole pre-market move. We're just going straight up. So I wanted bullish longs for my bias like throughout the whole day, but coming into open, we hadn't rebalanced. Like from this swing low, swing high, we didn't rebalance. That swing low to swing high, we didn't rebalance. So we hadn't rebalanced the EQ at all. And same thing here. Swing low, or no, we did on this lower time frame range. But we go to the prominent. Yeah, we go to this. Yeah, from these lows. Yeah, so if we draw from there, from this swing low to this swing high, we had a rebalance to EQ at all. And coming into open, we're pretty bought up, so I wanted longs for my main bias, but since we hadn't rebalanced to equilibrium at all within this whole range, and we had a bunch of like low resistance liquidity LR, I was like, there could be a potential like a short play coming into open. I rarely take these plays. I used to take them a lot coming into open, like these short-term plays to the draw, but I really don't take those. But so this is what I saw. So boom, market opens, we manipulate higher, put in this SMT, boom boom, NQ, ES, 1240, 8, 10. Well, let me mark out open. Where's open? Where's the SMT at? So 803, 830. Where is it? Yeah, around here, 803 and 830 is right there. So, or no, there's an SMT here. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, okay, so the 8 a.m. candle. Where am I at? Okay, yeah. So yeah, we do. But there was also, yeah, okay, so there was this existing SMT, 1245 and 8 a.m. Where is it? 1245, 8 a.m. NQ high, ES lower low. There was already that external or internal SMT, and then there was the other one that got formed that open. So we do where is it at? Okay, yeah. So 8 a.m., 8:30, high, 8 a.m., 8:30, lower low or lower high. Yeah, lower low. Yeah. So that one and then this one. But in real time it was like different. But yeah, that SMT. Okay, so we get the SMT at open, and this is what I'm seeing. So boom, SMT gets open, and just like the way this candle closes, like look the way it closes. Like it doesn't close strong though. Look how big this wick is. Boom, big wick, and then we close under these lows, these highs. It's like, okay, we swept all these highs. SMT, external SMT, internal SMT. I was like, I'm only targeting equilibrium. I'm targeting these equal lows. That's all I'm targeting. So, and then, man, it's unfortunate because there wasn't a 1 minute entry at all. So I literally dropped to the 30-second. And I was hoping there was a 1 minute entry, but there wasn't. So I took, oh my god. Yeah. Again. I'm recapping, bro. But yeah, okay, so on my Man, this sucks. On my top step, I got this entry. It's on the 15-second and literally got a bad fill. I should have waited till we pulled back because it was like it wasn't the best fill. But I got in right here. I was in drawdown a little bit, but I also and I had these stops. So I was like, if we go above these, because there was an SMT, I could have had it up here, but it's like if we like inverse gap, it's invalid, you know. And I don't want to risk that much. This was like a low risk. I only went in with 4 cons because I was like, this could like it was more discretionary, but it was also like I had conviction we would rebalance to equilibrium. So but I was like, let me just drop my risk because you know it cannot play out. We could just go straight up to all-time highs, and that's happened before. So, but we had the external internal SMT, and we needed to rebalance. That was my main confluence with this, and opens real volatile, so it was going to be a quick swift move. And just the way that candle closed, I knew we were going to go lower. So this was my entry on my top step. It was pretty bad off the inverse right here. I probably should have waited for the pullback so I could have my stops above here, which is SMT high, and then we could have targeted what were we targeting, the equal lows right here, or we could have just had it right here. I got this high, but yeah, I should have waited for the pullback, but I got in like relatively right there, and it's crazy is I ended up getting stopped at break even. I was targeting lower to the unfilled 15, which is right here, the unfilled 15-minute gap, and I should have got out once we hit these equal lows, these equal lows and equilibrium. But I was like, we could just go deeper and fill the unfilled 15. So that was that. I ended up getting stop break even on this, but on my other account, my alpha account, okay, I'm already on the 1 minute. So yeah, once we pull back to this 15-second inversion, and we get like once we pull back to right here, I get in around 8:31. Yeah, this was my entry. So yeah, like 8:32. This was my entry. I got in, and I had stops at this high. I was 1 and 2. So I was like, you know what, let me target equilibrium. Let me target these equal lows. And I got out fully right there. But honestly, I should have just got out right here on my top step. I was just being greedy, and I was like, no, I want more. I was just being, and that's something I need to work on, my risk management, and just taking what the market gives me. Because we already had rebalance to EQ, and there's no reason for us to go lower. This is we draw. Bro, I hate when it does this. Yeah, we draw. I guess we do it from this high. Yeah, literally to the tick. Tick CQ, and then so I should have just held it to there. But yeah, I got greedy, and that was that trade. So I hit on my account, this account, but then on my other account, my top step, I got break even, and it was pretty unfortunate. But yeah, break even. That was my first trade. I was like, okay, I'm still bullish. I'm still looking for longs. So this is what I saw. So we rebounced to about 15 minutes because that was what my play was based off of. So we rebalanced the EQ, and we rebalanced. We took this intermediate low on the 15-minute, this low, and we rebalanced to this 15-minute gap, and we're in equilibrium, and we put in SMT, 6:15, 8:30, 6:15, 8:30 SMT, equilibrium, everything I need to see. So I just need my entry model, which is an inverse fair value gap, the highest time frame inversion. So we start slowing down here, and then the highest time frame inversion was the 2-minute, I believe. So yeah, this tiny 2-minute gap. So yeah, so this 2-minute gap right here, inverse, get this pretty clean inversion, close with the 2-minute gap, and I was like, okay, where should I break even at? And I decided to break even at this unfilled 5-minute right here, boom, and we ended up getting break even, which sucks because look, I literally bottom ticked this and we freaking flew. But I ended up getting break even once we retraced to this 5-minute, and then boom, literally hit my stop, my break even, and then we ended up flying. And even still, if I would have waited for this pullback, I probably would have still got break even. But you know, I'm not mad that I got break even. You know, it happens. We could have, you know, honestly, like, continued to dump, but honestly, I was very confident in this going to all-time highs. Like nothing could tell me otherwise that we were gonna go like lower, because we had everything we needed to see. It's just, I got break even, and that's just the name of the game. But yeah, I got break even. I'm waiting, and then I'm just waiting until we take all-time highs for a possible short, or we put in a new condition and we have a pullback. So, and that's what happened. Literally 8 plus. This setup was 8 plus. So we end up chopping. News drops. We're just still trading in this. But so we create. We have a 3-minute. Yeah. So let me move this. Move some of these. Okay. So we have this 3-minute gap. We got this 3-minute gap right here. It kind of gets disrespected, but we go drop to 2 minutes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So we pull back to this 2-minute gap right here, 2-minute fair value gap as well. Let's see, we go, yeah, as well as equilibrium within the smaller time range. Equilibrium is 2-minute gap, and we still have all-time highs intact, and we have more low resistance liquidity now. So we pull back, and also on the 5-minute, we pull back to this order block, and also the change in state. I don't really use order blocks at all. I stopped using them, but it's another ICT concept. But we pull back to, yeah, this order block right here. Oh shit. Yeah, this order block. That's an order block. But yeah, we pull back to that. I don't really use it, but it was another confluence, I guess. And then I don't think we have an SMT inside here, I believe. I think we did. I'm pretty sure. I believe we did. Yeah, we had an SMT with, yeah, that was my main confluence. We had an SMT with data lows from news. So 9 AM, 9:15. Pretty sure we did, if I remember correctly. So yeah, 9 AM, 9:12. Yeah, 9 AM, 9:15. Lower low, NQ higher low. So boom, SMT rebounds to equilibrium inside the 2-minute gap, order block. And we still have all-time highs intact and low resistance liquidity. So go to the highest time frame inversion of this recent leg, and which was a 2-minute. So bearish gap, bearish for rally gap, gets inversed, boom. Stops are at the SMT low, TP is at data highs, or at all-time highs. So boom, I took this play 101 RR and ended up hitting TP, and I went break even at this swing high. So, and then that was, so I took like 3 trades today. One win, one break, actually 1 win, 1 break even, 1 break even, then a win. So 3 trades. Yeah, this trade was pretty, it was like a continuation model, like it was more of a continuation model. I was gonna say mech model, but it really wasn't a mech. I wasn't targeting unfilled gaps, but it was more continuation model, because we rebalanced, because this is already the market maker buy model. We're already in the buy model, or on the higher time frame we're already in the buy model. But this is, yeah, what's that little thing? Let me try to find it. Damn, I don't know. No, I don't know. But yeah, we're like on the buy side of the curve, and it's not complete until all-time highs gets hit. And then this is just the distribution leg, because like we're kind of accumulating, manipulate, and distribute. But this was kind of just a distribution move of this part. Like it's all bullish until like we take all-time highs. But yeah, this was continuation model. My main conviction was that all-time highs were still intact, and then ES was still behind, and it needed to go higher. But yeah, I took 3 trades. This trade, honestly, I wasn't going to take, but it's more discretionary. Like I've seen it so many times, kind of trade, but still with ICT concepts or SMT inverse gap on the lower time frame. But yeah, those were the 3 trades for the day. But I was overall I was down. I won 3 out of the 5 days. So yeah, that's the trade recap for the day.